Okay, we should be live. Everything
I
should
turned
be all set up and good to go. We indeed are live.
like that. I don't think it's any better. Actually makes it worse. I just need curtains up here.
All right. Well, we might as well get started without Ethan here just yet, but I know he will be here. Um, so yesterday, let's start with the Rams and Packers though, since that was the first game. Um,
Rams and Rams and
or
Panthers.
yeah, Rams
Not
and
Panthers.
Panthers. Yeah. Um, that was actually a surprisingly good game. I don't think anyone expected that game to be as good as it was. Um,
Yeah, I don't think so either. I'm not surprised though. I actually couldn't watch most of it because I was at work during. Unfortunately, I got stuck working late, but we were streaming it like we used to. Santora, setting our phones up in the
absolutely,
kitchen,
absolutely.
doing stuff. But yeah, that was a surprisingly high scoring game from both teams. Really, I'm not shocked that the Rams put up those points, but that just tells me the Rams, you know, they might have overlooked the Panthers a little bit. I think.
Well, also,
But
I think the Rams defense has problems. Like their corners are not good. Like
yeah, that's true.
like their secondary will be their downfall if they lose in the postseason. That's going to be the reason. But also, though, Stafford has not been good to end the regular season, and I don't think he was that great yesterday either. To be honest, like he made some great throws and great plays, but like he hasn't really been throwing picks until like the last couple weeks. So
Right.
Pressure's getting to him.
Well, that I think teams are usually just more aggressive during the playoffs. I mean, you saw that last night with the Bears and Packers game too. How many turnovers were in that game? But then ultimately, it didn't even matter because the next drive, another team made a turnover. It's like being aggressive wins you those types of games, whether you throw interceptions or fumble it or force fumbles. You know,
and before we get to the Packers Bears game, because there's a lot to unpack there, no pun intended. Um, I want to kind of talk about for a little bit like what is the future for the Carolina Panthers after this loss? Because I mean, the fact that they were able to compete with the Rams and like it was a really close game and they even beat the Rams earlier this year, like I know they went 8-9 this year, but is there any reason for them to be hopeful for the future?
I have some as someone who, religiously watches the NFC South. Um I think look at the two NFC South teams that played the Rams this year and the Panthers now twice and the Falcons. Rams were beaten by both teams in the regular season and were almost beaten by the Panthers in the postseason. So while yes, I think there is a level of, the NFC South may not be that crap division where an 8-9 or a 9-8 team gets to the playoffs anymore, especially with um I know the Buccaneers aren't making many changes, but they don't really have to, as once their players are healthy, they're going to be a top contender again. Falcons just hired a new president of football, otherwise known as a GM,
Matt
and they're
Ryan.
about to, yeah, I know, which I'm really excited about. And they're about to get a new head coach, which I'm also super excited about. And the Panthers are showing that they have the capability to be a strong contending team. Now, I'm not going to say they're going to be the next NFC West anytime soon, but I think we also have to take that into consideration now moving forward with the Rams. They're not a good team anymore. Like
Wow, that's
they
a
made
bold
playoffs.
statement. That's a
They
bold
made well, they made playoffs, but I think even while the Panthers were in, Rams were in the running as the worst team in playoffs. I think overall their inconsistency rivals that of the Falcons. I think Stafford makes too many mistakes. Their defense has too many holes, and the Panthers showed that. The Panthers are not a strong team right now. They will be in the future, but they're not right now, and they almost exposed the Rams. And I think moving forward, they are the team that everybody's hoping they get to play against. So
Yeah, that experience argument doesn't really hold up too well with the Rams, does it? Like how much has Matt Stafford played in the postseason as of late? I know with the Lions he never did, but with the Rams it's been how many seasons in a row now, and really nothing to show for it. I mean, they got the win yesterday, but it was a lot closer than many people thought it was going to be.
yeah,
And you're right, the mistakes were very, very obvious yesterday. Mhm.
yeah.
I mean, absolutely. Like, what's their weakness on their team? I don't think it's quarterback necessarily anymore. It was when he was a rookie, but it's true. Yeah.
I also think their defense is monumentally average. I think they're that
That's what I
generic
was
team
going
that
to
you start with in every NFL game. That's like the level of defense that you start with. They're not horrible, but they're not good. I think one good linebacker and either one good corner or safety turns that from an average defense to one that's good enough to stop the big teams. So I think if they plug just those couple of holes, I think moving forward, they will be able to easily beat a very weak NFC South division. Um, Not really. Well, here I can start streaming because I've had some tea and I just took some meds, and I should be able to do a little bit of a longer podcast. So I can start it up.
What kind of magic tea was that?
Throat go.
Never heard of that one. Is it good?
So good. Well, let me look at my settings in OBS from whenever I stream. It could be. Well, here I can let me manage the broadcast. What did you make the title?